So welcome back. We went all the way to the other side of Africa, but we're back here to our home city of Accra in Ghana. Ladies and gentlemen, to Northridge, and we're here inside the Ikea Bohema studio. And guess what? We've got our guest in green and white, but she's not Nigerian. She's Uganda. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for AZAWI.
Yay!
Welcome. What's good?
Oh my God, I don't want to go back home.
You don't want to go back?
Yeah.
Oh.
I want to stay here for as long as I can. But unfortunately, I have a lot of stuff to do back home. But I'm going to be frequenting Ghana like more often because my first visit has opened my eyes to so many things. It's been so insightful coming here. Like Ghana is so culturally rooted, a lot of history. Like even when you step in this place, see the artwork in the back. Like you guys preserve and take your culture and history and roots like really so serious. Like, and I love that about you. And for the fact that I have an album called Sankofa, I feel like I'm leaving the album already.
I was going to come to that, though. I was going to come to that. We'll talk about Sankofa, and thank you for the compliment, of our studio here.
Yeah.
But before you left Uganda and you decided with your team that you're going to come to Ghana, what were you picturing? What was it like? Okay.
This is exactly what I imagined. I'm going to tell you, like, because I have, like, my team here, like, they're trying to work out something here, Swans Avenue. They're the same team behind Extravaganza. So they've been telling me so many stuff about Ghana, and this is, like, the way I pictured it is just the way it is, like, they told me that you guys are very humble, very welcoming and hospitable. They told me about, like, everyone is real here. Like, there's no bad energy. Like, what you see is what you get. The man. Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. We've got some fine-looking men, you know.
Tall, dark, and handsome. So, like, I just love, except the pepe, because my country, we don't.
You don't like the pepper?
Yeah, we don't like the pepper so much. But I feel like if I stay here so much longer, I can adapt and get used to it. Yeah.
All right. Talking about the fine young man, ladies and gentlemen, shouts to the man Bright. My guy Bright behind the scene. Fine young man. He's a fine guy. And to all the team behind Extravaganza, to Yawuru, to Peter, to everybody, Charlie, big ups to yourself. As Awi says, you guys have shown her the way through to Ghana. But of course, you cannot come to Ghana. We'll not ask about food because we love our food. So which one did you eat that the pepper was too much for you?
Yeah, yesterday I was at this special restaurant. They serve like a buffet, and I had like lots of plantain. I had like some pork chops. I had a chicken, I had jollof rice, and like I think I can have that. Like way back home, our main food is matoke, that's banana, and guineas, and maybe meat or stuff like that. But like this is food that I can actually consume, so I have no problem with it except the pepe.
The pepe, okay, great.
So do we have any familiar food?
Yeah. The rice is very familiar. The chicken, the plantain. Because Uganda, I don't think there's any country in Africa that has a like variety of food as Uganda. Like when you come to, like we have everything. There's no food that you're gonna find in another country that you won't find back home. Okay. Like we have, like Uganda is gifted when it comes to food, and like everything that you have here, we have it back home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, before we delve into your music, I mean, you spoke about how hospitable we are here and many other things. Can you say same about Uganda?
Yeah. Like, because there's so many foreigners back home, and we don't care. Like, for as long as you behave normally, you don't have any, bad traits, we're going to, welcome you anytime. So it's just like Uganda, except that for Uganda, it's very chaotic. Like, Ugandans are crazy. I think I'm the only normal Ugandan, I would say.
You don't say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
That's
but
in a good way. Like, we like to party. We are very, very vibrant. Like, when a Ugandan is in a space, like, you're going to know, like, they like to have a good time, to celebrate, to speak out their mind. Yeah, so.
All right. So, I mean, still getting to understand your adaptation to how Ghana is like. The party bit today with the party, but we have our times where we party.
Yeah.
Where have you been, apart from media spaces, where have you been, to see a thing or two?
I've been to the Republic, and I was baptized with that ginger drink. It almost threw me off. What else? I've been to some club. It's next to the bistro. I'm forgetting the name.
Okay.
Yeah, and today I'm gonna wild out today. So I'll be telling you.
Friday night is more wild out.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that will go.
Yeah.
That'll
So
go.
yeah.
All right. So Azawi, let's us know what brought you to Ghana.
Here I came. I would say I came to detox. I would say refresh. And do a little bit of networking, check out the Ghanaian energy, because it's always been like a country that I've wanted to come to. And I'm going to keep on coming here because also when it comes to the profession that I'm in, music, I feel like Ghana is like the bedrock for our, music. I understand why so many Nigerian artists or like African artists keep on coming here because Ghana has the source, like it's the roots. It's where everything starts from before it spreads out in the entire world. So I just came to check out the vibe and meet a couple of artists, network, talk to so many different people. So it's just doing this and that and this and that. Next time, it's going to be more about work, maybe, yeah.
I like the fact that you admitted that, Ghana is the place to be, and most of the Nigerian artists come here before they are blown and they are shown to the world. A lot of them don't like to acknowledge that, but I like the fact that you have been realistic.
Yes, they know it. They know it. Those that know it, actually, that's why they always come off as sharing two identities or nationalities. Actually, even up to now, I don't know where Mr. Izzy comes from.
I like that.
For now, he's Nigerian.
Someone says if they are Nigerian when it matters to them, and then they're Ghanaian when it actually works for them. So, and I understand, and I think I'm gonna be that kind of person.
That's
like
cool.
that. But I mean, so far, have you been able to link with some of the artists so far? Do you know any of them at all?
Yeah. I've been in studio with Olive the Boy, very talented guy, top guy. Today I was at Lynx. Is it called Lynx Entertainment? And I met DSL. I met Kassar. Very talented guys. I've been looking forward to meet the likes of Black Sheriff, but I believe he's very far away from here because maybe even Sakodi, Stoneboy. At one point, I saw him making a nice comment about me on Instagram. So I thought I could link up with him, but then it hasn't been, Anyway, I've been up and down. So, but I'm hoping we're going to get to meet. Yes, also, I'm hoping to meet Trig very soon. We have a song together as well. It's not yet out, but yeah, so I'm just open to anything.
But apart from you networking with, the artists, have you had any sound engineer that you also like to work with?
Yeah. Like so many of them. I was in studio with Olive the Boy, and the producer, oh my God, he has some amazing, very, very star. I'm forgetting, he's called.
His accent is
Bright is a vampire.
Right.
Yeah, but he has some dreadlocks.
Yeah,
He puts on,
yeah.
And yes, it's the reason that's why I also came with my producer Bang Boy, the guy behind Summer Bay, and then the records have just been watching here on TV. So we're just here to discover, to learn, to unlearn, to take whatever we can take from this, trip.
Yeah. I like your whole zeal, coming out. A lot of times people feel very comfortable in these spaces and you don't want to move out, go check out other things. But you coming in here and even moving around with looking at some of these acts and all that. But your sound, for those of us who are probably hearing you for the first time, what is your sound? And as you got into Ghana, who have you listened to that has that same sound that you do in Uganda?
I think that would be. I think we share something with Olive. Something there's like a few. There's some differences, but then we have like something in common, and I think it's one of the reasons why we connected first time, and he was the first person that I wanted to meet. But also like way back home, our sound is different because our inspiration comes from different places. We've been to a phase where Congolese music was really popular back home. And then after that period, the likes of Dr. Jose Chameleon came in, Baby Cool, Bobby Wine, they came in, and then they came with their own wave that felt like, back home we call it Echidandali. I don't know, but it has a feel of Afro and then mixing it with dancehall a little bit because Ugandans like to party a lot. Yeah. They like groove and bass lines. So, but then when the Nigerian wave came in of, Afrobeats and Amapiano, that has also like had an impact on how we produce music. And that is the wave that I've also been able to come in. And when you listen to my music, of course, I have a little touch of the Ugandan vibe, but then I'm trying to mix it with, the global sound, the continental sound, the African sound. So I don't even have a name to what I actually create. I like to, most of the time, I like to create it to call it a cocktail because it's a mix of so many different things, and at the end of the day, for me, I just recognize it as African music. Doesn't matter where the sound comes from, whether from Ghana, Angola, it's all African music. So at the end of the day, it's just African music. And whenever we go out there, maybe in Europe or in the USA, they recognize us as African. They can never call you Ghanaian. No, they will say, "Are you from Africa? Are you from Africa?" So that is how I want to also call my music. It's African.
An African. It's an African sound, and I definitely get the cocktail of it. And also reading, know that as you mentioned, dance was like a big thing. Yeah, that's like one of the primary elements, right now when it comes to music from your side. And you mentioned, baby, those times when I was listening to a lot of continental music. Yeah. So Bobby Wine, as we know, he's a big man.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, he's a big man now.
You want something to get to the audience very quick. He's the first person you have to contact.
Why?
He has that electricity, I'll call it.
Wow.
He's so famous now, and he has come into a phase where, Ugandans have been so hungry for something new, hungry for new leadership, because we've been under the leadership of the same team for over 47 years. It's coming to 50 years, and Ugandans are hungry for something different. And one of the reasons is why, because they want to see some things change. They want to see the industry appreciated more and subsidized even more. Because right now, back home, the youth are almost 78% of the total population of Ugandan population, and the majority of that percentage is into the creative industry. So they want somebody that is going to help them out and help them achieve their dreams as creatives. And unfortunately, the leadership right now doesn't see that. They don't see it. They just focus on stuff. I don't even understand what they're doing. So
I guess it's an African thing. But do you participate in activism? Do you get to be part of it?
Yeah. I am that kind of person. But you have to be back home because it's a lot of impunity. You have to be very careful when you're doing it, because when they see you attacking them and hitting that sport too much, they're gonna come for you.
Even through your music.
Yeah, they're gonna phase you out and mute you, and you don't want that to happen to you because you also need to survive. So you also have to be very careful. But the people that know me know that I'm on the side of the people. I'm on the side of what the people want and what the people deserve. Yeah.
But that's a democratic state.
No, it's not.
It's not.
Yeah, so it looks like it is, but it's not.
It looks like
that.
Wow.
Yeah, it can't be democratic when it's the same president for over 47.
But you're even saying, through your music, can't you do something about it? All of you coming together. I believe that unity is strength. If you are all together, you can do something for your country.
Yeah, we can, but unfortunately, most of the artists back home are scared. They're all terrified. So instead of being on the side of the people, they're on the side of the government, because they're afraid of losing their brands, being taken to jail, having all those kind of problems. So they don't choose the side of their fans. So as I said, like you have to be very careful because so many people have even lost their lives in this kind of, controversy. So it's a very sensitive thing to tap on. Yeah.
Quite unfortunate situation right there. I understand why you make those comments when you came to Ghana and everything we're saying about it. I think I now understand it better. But now let's take you a bit into your industry. With all these things going on board, how is the industry? How is it for an artist to penetrate?
In Uganda?
Yeah.
In Uganda.
You can penetrate. It's very easy to penetrate in Uganda because I feel like our industry doesn't have that thirst. Like, I feel like so many people are into the game just to have the fame and to get whatever they can get out of it. It's not because they're passionate about it. I would say, like, you would see, like, it's not gone are the days where an artist would flood an entire stage to sing together. And there's also there's no longer that unity. Like, everyone wants to be praised as, as a soul, human being. There's nothing like togetherness. And when you see actually even the new artists coming out, they're struggling because even the people who are in front, they don't want to pave way to the new, artists to come in. I know when they listen to this interview, like I might find a lot of chaos back home because of this, but they know that whatever I'm saying is right. Like there's no unity, and that is why even our fans, like the fans that know good music, they're very unsatisfied with what we give them. They're like, okay, gone are the days where we used to have music that had substance, music that spoke about real stuff. Now everyone is like just doing music for vibes. Like, when are you going to talk about the real stuff? When are you going to release music that is poetic and speaking about, like stuff that actually people relate with? So we are too weak. We can easily be taken over by anybody.
That's interesting to know. I mean, of course, when you have successes, there are challenges, and I know that we love it when other people come into our spaces.
Yeah, like I'm even saying this. If I was on any Western platform, I wouldn't be saying this, but I'm saying this because I'm in Africa, and I know like many African countries are going to relate. And I know like so many people come out and like, oh, Nigerian music is so popular. Like, why are you letting Nigerian music penetrate? Bro, like that's good stuff. It's good music. Like, if you want to keep up with that pace, you have to actually also do, put in the work and keep up. These guys, like for me, I'm actually even grateful to the Nigerians, to the Ghanaians. Like they have opened the door for us, and we have to take advantage of it. Instead of, seeing it as a bad thing and, going against them and saying all sorts of stuff, blah, 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 why don't we just, up our game and be better and give the fans what they want? Because good music will always find a way to
the hands of the people. Yeah. Okay, that's good to hear. Yeah. So if you just tune in, we're talking to AZAWI, a guest all the way from Uganda, join us this afternoon. We're getting to know her, getting to know the Ugandan music space, getting to know why she's in Ghana. Music. We'll get to the music because she's got a lot of songs, and she's got a project that started Sankofa. When I saw that, I was like, okay. So let's get into the music bit. Sankofa.
Yep. Go back and get it.
What's it like? Yeah. Where did you hear that from?
When you listen to that, like for me, how do I relate to?
I like the intro.
Yeah, how do I relate to such a concept in my generation, like right now? As we all seated here, we all have like a history. We all have like a background, and for the first time, I allowed myself to be vulnerable in front of my fans. I know artists so many times just do music because they had a story somewhere, they had this somewhere, but like it is also important to speak like your story through your music about your personal life. And for the first time, this music that I wrote was just about my past, my history, where I came from, because I was in a position where like I feel like I had almost done everything. So I wanted something different. And I felt like I hadn't talked about my past really enough. So I went back. All the stories that you hear on this album, like these are things that I went through. Like I have a song about alcohol. I have a song about married men. I have a song about money. I have a song about, speaking about being a champion. For it entirely, it's about, having the self-confidence, even when you're in a time where you're doubting yourself. So it was just me telling my story, and a couple of people, have come out and they relate. I've talked about even God, because when you get so busy, when you're so down, you are always frequenting a conversation with God.
Yeah.
But when you get so busy, there's a way you stay away from Him, yet He's the person that was with you even when no one was there for you. So I was just speaking about different things in my life. Yeah.
Tell us about some of this struggle. I mean, you mentioned money, you mentioned married men, you mentioned a lot of things. Yeah. What's really the story like?
Yeah.
You can summarize.
For alcohol, I've grown in a neighborhood where there's so many like local bars that, could sell like local brew. And I could see how someone would come in with low energy, feeling down, feeling sad. But then after a few drinks, they're friends with everybody. So I had to write about that. The song about money. Yes, I've been in that position where I'm like totally broke. Like you don't even know what to eat the next day. So, and now you're in this stardom, you have fame, there's some money coming in, and you have to balance that, to stay grounded and stay focused. And then songs like Married Man. Of course, I've been in the position where like I'm dating someone who's committed somewhere else, and no matter what I can do, they cannot be mine forever because they're already taken. And I also spoke about that. Songs like Champion. I wrote that song because I needed to remind myself that, that I'm a champion. The fact that you did your first record, the second record, a full album, and this one, that means you can even do so much more. So it was more about speaking about self-confidence and having that belief in yourself.
Worship.
Yes, and also coming from being heartbroken and then finally finding love. And, when you actually even thought that no one was there to actually be, to be for you. So now you're finding new love, and now you settled, you're in a good space mentally. So you just have to listen to the album.
Wow, I love it already. So you have Such a Soul. In the concert is also in there with Summer Bay as we listened. But in 2024, you have released Masavu. So what does that mean?
Masavu is fat, like fats. I don't know what you call them in Ghana, but fats.
F-A-T?
When they meat has fats, so that kind of fat. So back home we have a saying that says, "Omkwano masavu galienga kocha," that love is fats. You're supposed to enjoy it while it is still hot. When love is new, when love is brand new, like there's a way it's so vibrant. There's a way you have those, your heart is always skipping, like whenever you think about this person. So you have to enjoy love when it's starting. Don't play so hard to get. Like, don't be so hard. Like, enjoy that moment and have a good time. And that is why I wrote that song. It's, it speaks about love, wedding, like celebrating love as a whole.
Okay.
And for Summer Bay, it's a song that came off Sankofa album. Before I even became a star, people that know me know that I am a big dancehall fan.
Okay.
A big reggae and dancehall fan, yes. And I've always been a big fan of Conscience, Busy Signal. Those guys all used to come to Ghana and sell out stadiums. So now I'm a big star, and then a thought comes to me, and I'm like, oh my God, you actually used to be a big dancehall, fan. Why don't you try to link up with a few dancehall artists and see what happens? Yeah, and it happened that my first performance, this is what happened. We got to this event. My team always does these events every time now and then. They call Ross and Rhyme. So they did a reggae raga edition. So I'm behind stage. This is my first time performing as AZAWI. I've never been on any stage. And then I'm backstage, and then Benon, he works with us. He's also a co-founder of Swangs Avenue. He comes behind stage and tells me, I know you're an Afrobeat artist, but can you add in a little dancehall vibe to this? And I'm like, oh my God, how am I going to do this? We didn't even rehearse it. But then because I have a history of live band music, performing in live band, so when I stepped on stage, I did a freestyle of Couple Laugh by Conscience.
Okay.
And that video went viral back home. Okay. So it went viral. Even when I went to Kenya for a media tour, they asked me about it, and I also did the same clip again, and then it spread out. And it happened that Conscience has so many friends and family in Kenya. So they sent it to him. And he was like, who is she? Who is she? And then they told him a little bit stuff about me.
Yeah.
And then I was already in his DM. So it was really easy for the conversation to start because I was already a big fan. And that is how we came to Summer Bay, produced by Banga Boy. I came with him.
Okay,
guy in the,
fantastic. I mean, I like the visuals also. And also, so we've got to come to the end of the conversation. We're getting to how many days more do you have left?
I'm leaving tomorrow after Acravaganza.
Oh,
crazy, I know.
okay.
But I've been here for like a week and a few days
that
or
has
something.
been cool, right? So tomorrow she's going to be at Acravaganza. Join R2B to be there also. Olivia the boy will be there also. Come and have fun at Acravaganza. AZAWI, thank you so much for coming. Anything you want to say finally? Medase. So they've taught you.
Aquaba.
You don't know? Aquaba is welcome. Medase, thank you.
It's
Medase.
She can remember.
Is it it's
saying?
It's saying.
Oh.
Yeah. Like, how are you?
Yeah.
It's saying. So, like, I'm learning a few bits. Just give me time.
Okay, that's cool. That's okay. Thank you very much for coming through. And on her socials, AZAWI.
Yeah, on my socials, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, it's AZAWI Official. And my music is on all streaming platforms, YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, Boomplay, Audiomack. Please go and check it out. I have 3 albums on there. I have Low Feet, African Music, and Sankofa. And Sankofa. So, guys, check me out. Of course, there's so much I have in stock for you. More music. Another album is on the way. So just, my Ghanaian fans, Aquaba.
You are giving us Aquaba. Okay, Aquaba into your camp. That's fine. Thank you so much for coming out, AZAWI. So this is just where I've been a conversation with AZAWI all the way from Uganda. Join us this afternoon. I'm sure you have heard her story. And go check out her music, Sankofa album from 2023. I loved every bit of it. We're taking